Hi, I'm Joel Abent, the Executive Director for Voyagers Lutheran Ministry, Camp Hiawatha and Camp Vermilion. The first part of the motion basically says we need to be solvent by 2013. And that solvency means that we end it with a financial surplus and that we eliminate $160,000 worth of debt. The second part of the motion is that for this to happen, for us to be solvent, our member churches need to participate fully in what's happening. Not just financial support through their budget giving and PCMs, but also by sending kids to camp and participating at Camp Vermilion and Camp Hiawatha. If we're not solvent by 2013, the third bullet basically puts teeth to this motion and says that if we aren't, the board will recommend the sale of a camp. The fourth part of the motion reaffirms that any recommendation that the board makes or any movement on this has to be reaffirmed and voted on by 2/3 majority of our organization at the next annual meeting. As we talked about this four-part motion, we had a lengthy conversation. It lasted nearly 4 hours. One of the things I said was, I know in your heart of hearts you're thinking, not my camp, maybe the other camp. But that's not the conversation we're having. The reason for this motion is to remind people that it's important that we use our camps, that we get involved and get engaged in what's happening. The board and the staff use a couple different benchmarks to measure that. First of all, participation. Our retreats are holding steady. The other benchmark is on-site participation. How many kids are getting to camp? This time last year, we were trending down a little bit. Right now, we're up over 90 campers as compared to last year. That's important. We won't know for sure how we ended the summer until mid-July when most of the registrations are in. But so far, we're doing better than we did last year. The next benchmark is our Canoe Country program. It's usually a good indicator of how things are going. Last year, we had 15 trips. This year, we budgeted for 29 trips, and we've got 40 deposits in. That's a pretty good response, and we are excited about that. Our income is keeping up with our expenses. Financial indicators are important too. Member congregation PCM giving, which is the budget line item to support this organization from a member congregation, was the highest it's ever been last year, and it's trending a little bit higher even compared to last year. We're truly blessed by the response that we're getting from our churches as they become aware of what's happening and the impact that their support has on camp. We also continue to see wonderful participation and support from our donors, our alumni, camper families, and churches in financial giving. When asked to step up, you have, and we are thoroughly blessed by that and so appreciative. We also, many of you got an email, Constant Contact, last week sharing the news of a wonderful gift of 80 acres of property down in Anoka County. What a blessing that has been. The board is researching options, what best to do with this gift, and they'll likely sell the property. We're making sure that it will support both the endowment and any completion of the capital projects like the dining hall at Camp Vermilion, our final Tend and Nourish project. So how are we doing? Well, when people ask you that, you can say the finances are holding steady, we have an increase in participation, and we've received this unrestricted gift of property. But most importantly, all of this is happening because people are giving, families and churches are getting connected, and they're getting kids to camp. They're being creative about their support and engagement and making people aware of what's happening. So will we be solvent? Signs are pointing to a better year for sure. However, we're only halfway through. We still have a long way to go, and we need to keep working at it. In addition to making a motion and passing that motion to encourage our churches to take a special offering to reduce and eliminate the debt, we've also put together a summer challenge. Our board and a few families are putting together an $80,000 challenge grant that will encourage on a one-to-one match to challenge our alumni, our builders, our camper families, and our churches to step up and help eliminate this debt this year. Start thinking about the ways that you can support that challenge and the extra gift that you would be making on top of your normal giving this year. Currently, we have $51,000 in our Tend and Nourish account. By paying ourselves back $160,000, we'll have $211,000 in the bank, ready to move forward with the facility so we can have a clean, safe, year-round dining facility at Camp Vermilion. If our membership votes to sell this new property, it would be most beneficial not to put those funds into debt reduction, though we could. We would much rather see those funds increase our endowment and help complete the dining hall. First thing you can do is think about how camp is happening in your home congregation. Maybe start or join a VLM team in that congregation. Teams are being formed all around this area, and these are teams of dedicated parents and donors, church staff and volunteers that are being creative and coming to us with their ideas of how to make camp happen. The congregations that have VLM teams right now are increasing their number of summer campers dramatically, and that's so important. The next thing you can do is ask someone to become a builder or become one yourself. The last thing you can do, and most importantly, is send a kid to camp. The easiest thing you can do to guarantee the future of Camp Hiawatha and Camp Vermilion is to get kids involved in the camp story and have that be part of their future and their faith. I know many of you are watching this video because camp is important. Camp Vermilion and Camp Hiawatha have touched so many lives and planted the seeds of faith in you and many people you know. This year, together, we can eliminate the debt, we can continue to build a sustainable future for the camps, and most importantly, we can support and give the gift of camp to kids and their families. That seed of faith is so important to be nurtured and grown.